Zootopia pass the Bechdel test?
Well, I just want to highlight
What
something very quickly that
what does Bechdel mean when everybody is
when it's
an
an
animal?
animal.
But everybody, all the animals are gendered in this film, though.
They are. Does it pass the Bechdel test? I don't know, you know.
I'm not sure.
Actually,
I'm not
yes.
sure.
Yes. I think, you know, when they're trying to find the lizards, or the reptiles
Mm-hmm.
rather, and somebody helps them, I think that person is coded as a woman.
Is it the like beaver character?
Beaver,
Is that what
yeah.
she's? Is that a
Yeah.
female character?
I think.
But let me check. Let me check who voices the beaver. The beaver is called Nibbles Maple Stick. Oh, that's so
That's
cute
cute.
and Canadian. And Nibbles is a beaver podcast host and conspiracy theorist voice.
I felt
voiced
dragged.
voiced by Fortune Feimster, who is a woman. But they didn't say she's a female beaver. They just said she's a beaver podcaster. But since she's voiced by a woman, let's say that that's a female character.
Yes, I
Okay,
think
yeah, they
it
would have talked
passes.
about, solving the case and stuff like
Yeah,
that. All right, okay. Shakira as the gazelle. I don't think she talks to it. She just sings, right?
she just sings. And she beats up some Linksleys in the end, I think, which I
What
enjoyed.
did you think about the twists with the Linksley heir? It was giving very much Succession.
It was actually, and I think there's probably another reference in there. But to be honest with you, I was waiting for it to happen because I'm sorry, I just don't believe in altruism. I
Oh,
think if someone benefits from a system, more often than not, they're going to uphold that system because everybody, like nobody wants to be oppressed. Let's be honest. Very few people have the type of politic that would sacrifice privilege in order to bring other people out. So when I'm seeing this privileged kid who, yeah, they're the black sheep of the family, but they still come from wealth, I was like, you want me to believe that they're just going to help other people because what their family doesn't show them love? I wasn't buying it, so I was getting a bit irritated. And then when we finally get to that scene with the Shining reference, I was like, here we go. And yeah, that made me like it more actually. What about you? What did you think?
no, I thought it was good. I was like, yeah, this is what would be the case. And I like that the character he's slippery, not in an intelligent way, but kind of in a
Mm-hmm.
lame way, but that can still be extremely
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. I like that. There are all sorts of cameos in this movie that are really something. For example, Bob Iger, the CEO of Walt Disney, is in this film as Bob Tiger, a tiger
Oh,
weatherman.
really?
Yes.
Oh.
Ed Sheeran is in this film as Ed Sheeran, the sheep that comes to the barber shop, and
Oh,
other
okay.
such like silly little, cute little plays on names. The cast is actually very stacked.
I didn't even know
But
that,
again,
you know.
I didn't feel that. Like when I watch Shrek or some of these other films, I can feel or an Encanto. I can feel the vibrancy and the star power and the craziness of the voice cast. I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
feel that with this, but maybe that's also that my algorithm didn't pick up much of the
Mm-hmm.
marketing campaign for the film. So maybe I'd have noticed more of that if it did. But yeah, it felt like a film that was a cute little film that just came and went. So I find it so interesting. It's now one of the highest grossing animated films of all time. I'm like, for what? At least Inside Out 2, I generally thought Inside Out 2 really like moved me quite a bit. But this one, I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's just meh.
Are the bunny and the fox, is that a romantic relationship?
It's definitely coded that way, but I guess
Do
because
you
of
think
the
so?
fact that I think so. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I I had seen lots of people talking about it before I watched the film, and I watched the film. And I was like, I actually didn't get that from the film.
I mean, it starts with them dressing up and pretending that they have a child together. Very much giving a monogamous couple. You can point out the fact that they don't live together, but actually, as someone who's very pro living separately, even in marriage, for example, that doesn't move me. But yeah, I think that probably the biggest clue for me is when they have that kind of. I actually found the scene very cringy. The therapy speak, trauma dump, exposition weird thing that happens when they both realize that actually they need each other. That was
Mm.
filmed. I've never seen people film that sort of scene that way if it's friends. I've only really seen that sort of stuff when
Mm.
it comes to romantic partnership. But I could just be projecting because I'm so used to every dynamic between a man and a woman on the big screen to be something of a romantic nature. So I think it's a good question.
A fox and a rabbit. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the way, and this is not even about this film, it's about both films and a wider commentary about how Pixar and a lot and DreamWorks animate their female characters? What do you
Mm.
think about the way they animate that bunny?
As in her hips.
Yes. Not just her hips,
Yeah.
just the fact that she has a figure, full
An
stop. It
hourglass. Yeah.
is true that bunnies, as in if you were to stretch a bunny up, yes, it will have curvature where its legs are, but this is so, like, she has a skinny BBL. She has a
She
Summer
does.
Walker. She
She's
has
slim
Summer
thick.
Walker's first BBL.
Hmm.
What's the implication of that?
Yeah, it's something that's annoying in general, to be honest. But what I find interesting is they don't do it with all of the female animals. So, like the beaver, but then that's problematic in itself, though, because the beaver, she's supposed to be annoying. She talks too much.
Yes, she's a
And so
defect
that's why,
character.
yeah. So that's why she's round, she's got a big belly, right?
She's
But
comic
Judy
relief.
Hopps, yeah, she's comic relief. Judy Hopps, who's supposed to be our like heroine and we're supposed to love her, she's the one with the slim thick BBL.
Hmm. And on that note, what would you give Zootopia 2 out of 10?
I really hate that I'm gonna say this, but I can't give it like any more than a 5 out of 10. And I really hate that. No, I'm serious. I really hate that for them, just because I don't have anything to really complain about apart from I will say the animation regarding the snake didn't work for me. Like there's something about the juxtaposition of the snake and the reptilians in general against the mammals that was like jarring to my eye. Um but apart from that I can't complain about anything, and yeah, just I was bored apart from towards the end. What about you?
6 out of 10. Like I said, it was like a service animation film. Kind of when I watch, I'm like, cute, and I
Mm-hmm.
move on.
Then move on, yeah.
But they will be making another one. Trust and believe.
There's money on the table.